Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle. Today we're going to be focused in on Social Circle, specifically for Christian men, about, possibly going to church to find a girlfriend or potential wife or potential mother of your children. Okay? I'm going to go over my history of what it was like, trying to find a potential wife in the church, going to church to find a wife, essentially. Back in the day, that was my plan. And I'll go over the pros and cons of going about doing this, okay? First, I'll discuss my actual plan, okay? So I found the biggest church in my city, which was like a huge church, Christian denomination that I supported mostly. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is my best bet to find, the girl that I want to be the mother of my children. Okay, so it's a massive church. It had like 3 different services. I don't know how many people go to this thing, but this place is gigantic. And that's what you want. You want the biggest church around because you want the biggest, the most options to pick from. And, that's the best way to go about it. Go where the people are. Go where there's as many people as possible. And hopefully you find what you're looking for. Okay, so that was my plan. I'm like, okay, gonna go to this church. I was looking for a church anyways to go to. So I'm like, yeah, this seems like a good fit. And it seemed like, the odds are would be pretty good to find like what I'm looking for. And I quickly found out, like, looking back, the drawbacks of doing this. Okay, so let's take it, like, as soon as you show up at this monumental church, this huge church, you've got to find a seat. And right, like, there's tons of people, and hopefully you can find a girl that's sitting by herself, and you can plop yourself down and start a conversation and introduce yourself and, get to know her. But that is very rare. Okay, that is, you're talking about, you've got 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. You're standing there like looking for a seat. You've got to find this chick out of the sea of people. Hopefully there's one by herself, a seat's available. Odds are you're not going to find it. You're going to go there. You could go there for a year and never see that situation arise, right? Never see an attractive woman by herself that you can sit beside. So yes, this is talking about a minuscule window for you to operate in, right? You've got like 5 minutes per week to find a girl to sit beside, and the odds are you won't be able to find one, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here with, some other guy, or sit here in like any open spot. Okay, so I'm like, okay, like I've done this for years, right? Going to this church, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be something better. What about after church? I can keep my eyes peeled. Yes, I know you shouldn't be like going to church to scope out chicks, but at the end of the day, like, how else are you supposed to find Christian women? Like, and so I'm like, okay, I'm keeping my eyes open, and hopefully you can see a woman, out of the massive congregation. You look around and you find a woman that's probably sitting like way away from you by herself, and she came by herself, or maybe she came with a girlfriend or her mom, maybe something like that. And that's the case, like, maybe, just maybe, you have an opportunity to talk to her, as the sermon is over, the church is dismissed, everybody's going their separate ways. Maybe she's like hanging around, in the foyer, or, getting coffee or tea after the service. And maybe you have an opportunity there. But again, we're talking a small window here. We're talking like 5 minutes to find the woman of your dreams per week. Hopefully the stars align and this girl's by herself, just waiting for someone, or, having a tea by herself. And just a quick intermission here, guys. If you could like, comment, or subscribe to this video, that would do me a huge favor, because the YouTube algorithm loves that stuff. All right, thanks, guys. But I mean, I quickly realized, I'm like, yeah, okay, there's a hot chick, but like no opportunity to ever approach her. And I'm like, man, this is really tough. Like, scarcity starts to build up in you, and you're like, man, I only got like 10 minutes total per week to make something happen, right? And I'm sorry to say, but the odds of you something happening is super low, you know, because the window is so small. Your opportunity to meet the woman of your dreams or meet this like amazing girlfriend, this Christian girlfriend that shares your faith, is so small that it's probably not going to happen in that way. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'm realizing that every time like church ends that I go home, I'm like, man, like I can't make something happen here because the window is so small. Like, how am I supposed to operate with a 5-minute window per week? And I'm like, okay, so what I'll do is I'll join the youth group. Yeah, there's lots of young women there. And I'll see what happens. So I went one time, and yeah, there were some attractive women there. But I'm like, nothing really like caught my eye or anything. And I contacted I was probably being way too honest and upfront about my intentions. I emailed the youth pastor, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm looking for a wife. I'm a Christian man looking for like a potential wife here. And like, I'm thinking about like, is there an opportunity for that kind of thing in your service, like in your youth group? And he's like, no, not really. Like, this is about like Bible study and furthering your faith and growing your faith in these services. It's not a dating thing, right? It's not like a dating meetup group. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, guess that's off the list, right? I'm like, all right, like, not gonna bother with that. And I can completely understand what he's going for, because he doesn't want a bunch of guys just like looking to scope out chicks and like, hook up with chicks or something. But at the same time, like, what is a guy supposed to do? Like, wait for like the miracle opportunity for a woman to appear to him? Like, it's no wonder why so many guys in the church are struggling about finding a wife, or so many women are struggling as well, because the churches do nothing to help bring people together, to bring couples, to bring single people together. They're kind of just like, oh yeah, you sort that out yourself, right? But don't go to youth group looking for a wife. Don't go to youth group looking for a husband. No. This is about Bible study. It's like, you're cut off at like every turn. So what are you supposed to do? If you're a Christian guy, yes, go to church, keep your eyes peeled. Maybe, just maybe, the stars will align and you'll get an opportunity to sit beside a girl or catch her after service, something like that, where you have an opportunity to talk to these women. But again, it's so much scarcity. You're gonna build it up so much in your mind that like, oh, this is my one opportunity. I can't mix it up. Like, you're gonna be so nervous because there's so much scarcity. Whereas like when you do like cold approach, online dating, any other kind of dating, you've got unlimited tries. You can like mess this one up and you're still going to have tons of opportunities to make stuff happen. And this like social circle environment at church, you have like no second chances. You may get one opportunity per year. You see the woman of your dreams. Oh, no opportunity to talk to her. It just breeds a self-defeating, like, it's so self-defeating to go home and be like, well, there's another week gone where I didn't make any approach. It just leaves you feeling totally deflated, totally defeated. And yeah, it's a rough going. So what is your options as a Christian guy? Maybe you're a Christian guy looking for, a Christian girlfriend or a Christian wife, potential wife, potentially. Honestly, I still think cold approach is the way to go. You can meet non-Christian women and they can convert to Christianity once they get to know you. I've had it happen tons of times where you meet a non-Christian girl and she wants to become a Christian to like emulate you, to follow your lead. And yeah, you can do that, and you have way more options than what the church is providing. And you're saving a soul essentially at the same time, right? So yes, don't be afraid to, get into relationships with non-Christians, as long as you're strong in your faith and strong in your relationship, and don't let her like push you around. She's going to want to follow you. She's going to want to do what you do. She's going to be like, yeah, like, show me church. Like, how do I become a Christian? You know, she's going to want to know more about the Bible. All these things are a positive that you would never experience if you like just keep on running to church, hoping for the best, hoping that the, you know, your Christian wife pops up on your radar. You know, that 5-minute opportunity that you have per week to make stuff happen. It's a recipe for disaster. And the churches do nothing to remedy this. Is it no wonder why like there's so many single people in church that like have no options? They're just like, and of course they're told that fornication is a sin. So they're like so pent up, so frustrated. It's such a nightmare. It's so crazy the way the church is these days. Anyways, guys, so yes, you can go to church looking for a wife. Obviously try that. But yes, you might have to just be like, I'm going to get some abundance here. I'm going to go like either online or I'm going to go like cold approach. And I'm going to find women that I'm interested in, find the women that I click with. And hey, you may get women that are non-Christians that become Christians because of you. Anyways, guys, if you need help doing this, I've got coaching links down below if you're interested. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching.